Hello, and welcome to Just a Burst of Gold. On today's session, we are going to be looking at Data Studio. And if you have not seen Data Studio, it's a really, really cool resource, and this is going to be like our end product. So once we get Data Studio up and running, this will be the final example of kind of what this looks like. And this is still like the back end. So if I copy this link, this is what your teachers would be able to view. And there's like little filters here, so they're able to quickly search different resources that are in this database. And you can hyperlink different websites that can take you to different places so that you're able to quickly have teachers share resources using a Google form. All right, let's go ahead and dig in. So when we are sharing a resource, the first thing you want to do is create your Google form. So right here is my Google form, and feel free to make a copy of this. And I want to have teachers share these resources. So I'm going to collect their names, the title of the resource, the purpose, the content, like where is this going, what subject area does it fit, the description, the URL, and then I want to know the Twitter handle just so I can like sometimes shout out, hey, thanks for sharing this awesome resource. So glad that you did. You can add more. It's also best to use multiple choice. Sometimes in Data Studio, it will not pick up those multiple like checklists or check boxes. So when teachers are putting this in, you might want them to put it in twice, or you might want them to do like, what is it most? Like, what's the purpose mostly? So just kind of focusing on that. But with Data Studio, you don't necessarily need a Google form. What you do need is the Google Sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of the Google Sheet. If you don't have multiple people filling out this form, you might just want to set up your Google Sheet. So that way you can copy and paste different information to the next line if you wanted to. But just a reminder that sometimes you might want to use a Google form. It just depends on like, what is your purpose? Are you the only one creating material, or is it multiple people? And sometimes when it's multiple people, having that Google form can make it just a little bit easier. Okay, now that we've got our form and our sheet ready to go, I am going to rename this. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to preview it as a teacher would. And I'm going to type in my name. I'm going to type in the title of the resource. Let's share a cyber sandwich. All right, let's go to Drive. And as that's loading, the reason for this is because it's a really good instructional strategy. This resource will say is for social studies, and then I can just give a quick compare and contrast activity. Right, and then I'm going to put my Twitter handle, and then I'm going to grab my URL. One I want. And I might even add the content. And again, you could add it so that your teachers can link this to standards. So I could put like all the standards in here, or I could just leave it kind of the way that it is. And I wanted to grab this name. Also make sure that you remind people to, when they do share it, that they share it with like everybody in your school district, or they open it up to anybody with the link, depending on the purpose of the resource. Trail of Tears. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And I'm going to do one more just so we are able to see like the filtering of this. Here, let's do like, what can we do that's fun? Find like something with classroom management. We can talk about like this. I think Amanda Sandervalt made these, so we'll just share Amanda's resources for this group. All right, so we've got BYOD classroom management. I'm gonna fix my, there we go, classroom management. This is a universal resource. I'm gonna put the URL. I'm going to put my Twitter handle, but I should probably put Amanda's Twitter handle because she's so amazing. And so this is just like a quick SOP for BYOD. Submit. Okay, so now I got both of my resources in my Google Sheet. And the next step is to go to Data Studio. You're going to go to Data Studio. So once you're in Data Studio, you're going to click a blank report. And it's going to look something like this. Once you have it opened up, you're going to click a Google Sheet because that is where we're going to be pulling the data from. And I'm going to go ahead and click this, and so that we can search. Maybe. There we go. And I want to keep these clicked, and then I also want to go ahead and hit add. And then I can hit add to report. All right. This is what it's going to look like. And again, this will not be our end result, as you could see before. And the first thing I kind of want to do is over here, there's like all these different fields. And so I want my table to have the description, and I'm adding it to this area where it says dimension. Okay, I don't really want the record count, and I don't need the timestamp. Okay, I also am looking over here, and I'm going to go ahead and add, I don't want content area actually. I'm going to put that somewhere else. I want the name of the resource. Oh wait, no, I don't want the name. That was the name of the person. And I want the title. There it is. Okay, and I want the title to go before the description. And I don't really want Twitter handles on the public one. And then I want the URL as well. Okay, so I've got my table somewhat created. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drag this. And I want to make this one. There we go. Perfect. So maybe I want something like that. I can go in and I can fill out a layout that I might like if I like any of these fun little templates, or I can have an image. So if I have an image, it will add right from the computer, and it will pull out all of the different colors from this image. So maybe I want these colors, and now I've got this kind of as my theme, and I can still customize if I wanted to. So instead of like this color, I want it to be maybe like an orange, or maybe I want it to be black. Okay, so I can still go in and customize it, and always I can change the font if I wanted to change any of the font as well. So you are able to customize those colors after you do pull it in from an image, which is really nice. Okay, the next step, I'm going to move this down a little bit. We're going to go ahead and add some controls. I want to do a drop-down list, and I want my control to go here. On this control, I want to be able to add purpose. Right here. Okay. I want to add another control because I want them to be able to filter multiple times. And these are what the filters are doing, is the controls. And I want them to be able to filter the content, because if I teach something else, oh, wrong one. Okay, if you need to click it, just click it. And then I want it to do, there it is, content. Okay. And then I can also go here and I can add a image right onto here. If I wanted to put my logo for my district or whatever, I can add that image over here, which can make it really nice and really easy to look at. So let's go ahead, and if we click this share, I can invite more people that can have access to this. I can also share by link, and I can also embed it. So if I'm going to embed it, I could put it on like a school website or something like that, or a classroom website. And then now I can quickly filter, and I can see that there's one resource under instructional strategies. If I click here, I can see both resources that we have in our Google form. And then I can also unclick and I can see classroom management strategies. I could also search by content or any other filters standard if you created like a standard area for this. And then teachers are able to filter. Another thing is, just like any other Google Doc, you will want to rename and add whatever this is. So maybe I do how share a resource. I can add an image down here if I wanted them to, and I can also hyperlink these images if I wanted them to go somewhere by clicking. Let's see. There are some other features here, but this is all I really need to know about the data sheet. But here I can add shapes. I can add, again, images, text boxes, lines. So maybe I wanted to add directions. I could do that. I can pretty much add a lot of different features using Data Studio. And again, if I go to that share, I can either share my link or embed it right onto a website or a class website, whatever my goal is with this activity. All right. Well, I hope that was helpful, and all the links will be in the YouTube description. And thank you so much for watching the Data Studio version and sharing a resource. Make sure you connect with us on Twitter at GoldEduLL.